Massachusetts. Power 88. Southeastern New England's hottest rock. All day long.
Good morning. You are listening to the Alex Feuz Show, bringing you all of the news, sports debates, interviews with people you all care about, and so much more. Every single weekday on Dean College Power 88 Radio, broadcasting live from 7 to 8 a.m. And now, here's your host, Alex Feuz.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. What a week that you are having, and we finally have some true fall weather. You know, Nick Carlson, who will be joining the show in just a few seconds to give you your train traffic and weather updates. I'm looking forward to most the weather updates because finally I have my wish, actually some true fall weather. And guess what I'm wearing today, everyone? Jeans and a sweatshirt. It's the best time of year for sure. We have a big show planned out today. We're going to talk about the MLB wildcard game that happened on Wednesday night between the Oakland Athletics and the Tampa Bay Rays, and they call it a wildcard game for a reason. The first word in that, wild. It was a wild game last night. Definitely surprising for sure. And then also we will be talking about the top downloaded apps. And the top 10 list, none of them I have. So I'm very excited to share with you all what the top 10 apps are that's downloaded for sure. And then also we have our top 5 news headlines of the day with a special twist on what national day it is today. And then also we have an interview with a 5-time All-Star and National League Most Valuable Player award winner, baseball player Andrew McCutchen, joining the show with us in about 30 minutes. So again, a packed show for you all here on WGAL Power 88, broadcasting live from Dean College. And now, without further ado, Nick Carlson joining me live in the studio, providing the train traffic and weather updates. Nick, how's it looking out there?
Well, you know, since you brought up the weather, that's where I'm going to start. As Alex said, today seems to be the first fall weather day. But I'm a typical New Englander, so I'm still walking around in T-shirt and shorts. But anyway, the high for today is 55 with a low of 49. As of right now, it is 49 degrees, but the wind chill's making it feel like it's 45 out there. So if you don't like the cold and you still like the summer weather, I would definitely wear a sweatshirt, as Alex is, and maybe some sweatpants or jeans as you leave the house today. And for a look at the roadways, Route 93 is congested all the way from the Blue Hills Reservation all the way up to South Boston. The Massachusetts Turnpike is also heavily congested from Route 90 to the 495 connectors all the way to the Alberndale exits. And for those of you who are traveling near the Blue Hills Reservation, there seems to be a car crash on Route 95. So I would stay away from the Blue Hills Reservation. And if you can, I would get off of that right away. And for a look at the trains, there are no delays on the tracks today. But for those of you who are taking the Franklin line, there are service changes.
Well, thank you, Nick. And once again, a packed show for everyone listening today. In about 30 minutes, we have Andrew McCutchen, who is a current MLB star, joining the show with us live on the phone line in about 30 minutes. In MLB news, once again, the last wildcard game happened last night, and what a game that was. The Tampa Bay Rays advanced on and are now set to have a date with the Houston Astros. And if you're the Rays, you have to be happy that you were able to pass the Athletics, but now you have to face the Houston Astros. So joining me now live in the studio to talk about last night's crazy game, or I should say wild game, is Austin Nakuda. Austin, what were your takeaways from last night's game?
Well, Alex, my number one takeaway was how good that the Rays actually looked. They went on the road to the Oakland Coliseum in order for the Rays, led off the game with a solo shot and then added another solo home run later in the game. And for the A's, Sean Manaea didn't look good, gave up 4 runs, and then they had to turn it over to the bullpen in just the 3rd inning. A's bullpen pitched pretty good, only allowed 1 run through the next 7 innings. But my number one takeaway would be for the Rays is their bullpen was phenomenal. They fired 4 scoreless innings while only allowing 3 hits and no walks while striking out 8. And for the Rays offense, they looked pretty good all night. 7 hits in those 5 runs along with those 3 home runs. Avisail Garcia put a 2-run shot over the center field wall off Manet in the 3rd inning, and Charlie Morton looked good for the Rays, getting 5 scoreless innings, no runs, 5 hits, and striking out 4. So if you're a Rays fan, you got to have some confidence heading into the Astros series because of how good and how well-rounded your team looked against the A's.
Unbelievable. I feel like that so many people, the Nationals were the favorite 2 nights ago. And then last night, the Athletics were the favorites. And in a 1-game playoff, winner goes home or loser goes home and winner moves on game, everyone was thinking that the Tampa Bay Rays just didn't have it. They had the lowest payroll in all of baseball, and that they're moving on now to face the Houston Astros, and Charlie Morton looked fantastic last night.
Yeah, Morton's been one of the most underappreciated pitchers throughout the last couple of seasons, and a lot of the casual baseball fans don't know his name because he's had an up and down career, not really been a star, but when he came from Houston to Tampa this year, he really established himself as a guy you can turn to and showed here that he's definitely a legitimate playoff pitcher.
Yeah, Blake Snell and Charlie Morton are going to be the first 2 pitchers that the Astros are going to face, and let's face it, it's almost like a pitcher's duel the first few games between the Rays and the Astros because the Rays are going to have a very tough time going up against the Astros rotation as well. One of the best in baseball, if not the best.
Yeah, there's going to be some great pitching matchups in the series, though. Tyler Glasnow's in there for the Rays. You have an interesting series. I still have the Astros winning the World Series, so I don't think the Rays can do it, but it should be definitely a more interesting series than people would give it credit for, especially if it was the A's versus the Astros. I wouldn't count the Rays out due to their strong pitching. You have a guy like Blake Snell who won the Cy Young last season, going 21 and 5 with a 1.8 ERA. He's a great pitcher. He's looked better down the stretch, so it could be really interesting to see if the Rays can put something together.
Do you feel like it is possible, though, and anything's possible in baseball, but let's be realistic here, do you think it's a possibility for the Tampa Bay Rays to defeat the Astros?
Honestly, I just don't think so. I think the Astros have the experience, they have the talent, they have the pitching, and they have the lineup, and I just don't think, I give it a 5% chance of happening if the Rays beat the Astros.
Out of 100?
Out of 100. I think the Astros are just too good.
If you're the Yankees, I bet you're hoping that the Rays beat the Astros.
Yeah, I'd say so. The Yankees got a tough challenge too right now. With the Twins are no joke. They have a lot of power in the lineup. They got some decent pitching here and there, but that should be an exciting series that I think goes to either 4 or 5 games. I don't think it's going to be a clean sweep. I think the Yankees will beat the Twins, but it's going to be a lot of home runs. But if you're the Yankees, you would prefer to face the Rays over the Astros.
If you look at the American League and the playoffs now, you have 2 of these matchups that are going to be, in my opinion, 2 completely different turnouts, right? So you have the Astros and Rays, that's going to be pitching. And then you have Yankees and Twins, and that's going to be your offense. So if you're a pitching duel fan, watch every single minute of the Tampa and Houston matchup. And if you like home runs, and well, you do see a lot of them no matter what baseball game that you watch nowadays, watch the Twins and Yankees matchup, because what we witnessed this past season between the Twins and the Yankees matchups, what a game that we've seen between these 2 teams. They are one of the most exciting matchups that, when I think of Yankees and Twins, first thing that comes to mind is the 2017 wild card game. And that was a wild game indeed. The Twins scored 3 runs in the first inning. They knocked Luis Severino out of the first. And then DJ Gregorius at the bottom of the first hit a 3-run home run to tie the game up. And then if you look back to this past season, the Yankees were trailing by 7 runs in the 7th inning, and they were able to come back, tie the game up, and then it was just a back-and-forth mentality that pushed the game into extras, and then the bases were loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th, and it was the Yankees had a 1-run lead at the time, and it was a deep drive to center field, and Aaron Hicks dived to make the play to end the ball game. Remember this game?
Yeah, it was one of the most talked about games all year. It was a lot of back and forth because these teams are both so evenly matched in many ways. I think the Yankees have the edge in pitching, obviously, But in terms of hitting, both teams.
I think both of these two matchups, if you aren't a regular baseball fan, if you aren't a diehard fan, watch these matchups. And we're not even talking about the National League. I mean, there's so many great matchups in the National League as it is. But watch these two teams and how they match up, because I think these are four teams that are almost evenly matched with their competitors. I think these teams deserve to be where they are today.
Yeah, and like you said, both series would give you a great taste of baseball. You have one series that would give you pitching, one that would give you power. And in the National League, it's a little bit different. You have the Nationals going on to face the Dodgers, so it's going to be a tough task for the Nationals, but they do have some pitching. Dodgers have the pop in that, in that series. And then you have the second series in the NL with the Cardinals and the Braves, and they're more evenly matched than the Nationals and Dodgers, I'd say. But the Cardinals and Braves are more similar with the ability to put the ball over the fence and some decent young pitching. So that should be the National League should be more evenly matched in terms of what you're going to see from each series. You're not just going to see one series, faced around pitching and one series faced around hitting. But in the AL, it's going to be really interesting. Like we said, if you're a casual baseball fan, you can get hitting, you can get pitching. And even in the Astros-Rays game, both teams can still score runs too, which is interesting. So a one-to-one game can quickly turn into a 5-6 game or anything like that.
100%. And when we're talking about the National League here, I think the Nationals might have a shot to upset the Dodgers. I think the Nationals are the hottest team in baseball right now. They're on a 9-game win streak.
Yeah, I like the Nationals in the regular season to win divisions, to win you wild card games and stuff and everything like that. But once you get to the playoffs, obviously Max Scherzer is not the same pitcher, and you have a lineup that is,
well, neither is Clayton Kershaw.
No, that's the thing, and that's why I think that's why the Dodgers are going to Walker Buehler game one. They're not going to Kershaw game one because they know that he isn't the same pitcher. But Kershaw's been better recently in the last few playoff starts for him. Scherzer's been trending downhill, as we saw in the wild card game, giving up 4 runs and just getting hammered again. But Strasburg looked really good, and Patrick Corbin for the Nationals looks good. So that's going to be really interesting to see that series. I think if the Nationals lose game one, they'll lose the series, I think.
Do you still believe in your choice that the Astros are going to win the World Series?
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Interesting. All right. Well, thanks to Austin for joining us in the studio. Coming up next, top 10 downloaded apps in the App Store. Do you have any on your phone? You'll find out next here on Power 88. Welcome back here to Power 88 Radio, and joining us back in the studio is Nick Carlson, and Nick and I are going to be talking about the top 10 most downloaded apps in the App Store. And so, Nick, the top paid iPhone apps. Number 1 is Minecraft. Do you have this on your phone?
Growing up, Minecraft was a really big game. I'm a Xbox gamer. I play on the Xbox One console. I grew up with the Xbox 360. A lot of my friends played Minecraft, but I did not. When I was younger, I played a lot of like the Madden, FIFA. I even had Halo for a little while. That was my first shooting game, but Minecraft never made it onto my hard drive.
Heads Up, that was created by Ellen. So you would have almost like a Pictionary thing, and then on your phone that you hold up on your head. She debuted it on her show. It's a popular game. I don't have it on my phone anymore. I used to. We did a segment here in the studio last school year on D News Network where we did a Heads Up segment. So that was the only reason why I had it on my phone. It's a fun game. I have the board game of it where you actually hold like a card up, like an actual card above your head, and that's a fun game. Number 4th top paid iPhone app is NBA 2K. I didn't realize that it's an app on your phone.
Yeah, NBA 2K20 is definitely a fun game to play. I personally do not have it. I think out of all the sports that are out, I think the NBA is one that I least follow. I even follow hockey closer than I follow the NBA. I mean, I still follow it a little bit because all the LeBron drama and all that fun stuff with the Lakers. But I do not have that game on my phone, but I know a lot of friends that have it. They've played it in school. I even know a few people on campus that play it in their classes.
top free iPhone apps is taken over is the Mario Kart Tour app.
Yeah, for the free apps, I definitely saw that being number one. I could definitely see that.
It just came out, right?
Yeah, that game is on the rise. I think it's only been out for, 3 or 4 weeks. I currently have it, and I'm almost done with the single player. Now I'm just waiting for the multiplayer to come out. I do not know when they are announcing the multiplayer.
Should I download that app? I don't have it on my phone.
I would definitely download it. Like, if you played the Wii Mario Kart as a kid.
Never did.
Never did? Wow.
No.
Well, you got some lost time to make up. I would definitely download that app. It is definitely fun, and you have so many characters to pick from, and you can also change up the car. So if you like
what's the difference between Mario Kart Tour and Super Mario Run?
I haven't played Super Mario Run, but
that's the second one, by the way.
But my guess, it would be kind of like Temple Run, if you've ever heard of that game.
Yes, I love Temple Run.
That's my guess. That's what I assume it would be. But I think the Mario Kart Tour will definitely stay on top of the board for that one. I think it'll definitely stay on top throughout Christmas. I could definitely see that staying up there for a long, long time.
Number 4 is TikTok. It's almost like Vine, right?
Yes, you are correct. TikTok make these little 30-second funny clips. I'm a big meme person. I like a lot of memes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. If you ever check my Facebook feed, you'll always see a lot of memes. But my TikToks, I do not personally own a TikTok account. I know a lot of friends that do, but TikTok was bought out by Instagram a little while ago.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that was a little fun fact that I heard about a few months ago, that TikTok was bought out by Instagram.
Well, Instagram is number 6 on the list, and Instagram has really shifted in the last few years. They now have stories just like Snapchat, and that you can now post more videos and more interaction on Instagram. Also, Facebook owns Instagram as well. There's that overlap as well. So there's a lot of overlap between these app companies. So Instagram is number 6. I Peel Good. I don't know what that one is.
I have never heard of that in my life.
That's number 7. Square Bird is number 8.
My guess, that would kind of be like the Flappy Bird game. If I had to guess, I don't have the app. I don't even have an iPhone.
Flappy Bird. I forgot
I am a
all about
Samsung
that
user.
game.
I'm a Samsung user. I don't even have an iPhone. I don't believe in iPhones.
You don't believe in iPhones?
I do not. It's kind of like pants. I do not believe in pants.
You don't believe in pants?
I'm a shorts guy. I wear shorts all year round.
My dad's the same way. He'll wear shorts snow blowing the driveway.
Oh yeah, we will have 4 feet of snow out here on Dean campus, and you will see me walking into my 8 a.m. classes with shorts and maybe even a sweatshirt.
So you're that person.
I am that New England person.
Number 10 on the list is Snapchat. So Snapchat made the cut. I'm just going to switch gears and end that conversation because you can't. No, I don't believe in wearing shorts under like 50 degrees.
No, shorts are all year round, baby, for me. They go all year round. I know my mother's listening. She's shaking her head right now because she knows that's true. I actually had a teacher pull me aside in middle school. She actually pulled me aside as I was walking from the student parking lot to the school. She asked me what my pants size was. I asked her why, very confusedly, and she offered to go out to the store and buy me pants.
How cold was it?
I think we were looking at maybe high 30s, mid 30s that day.
That is cold. But I mean, I see the argument it is, and especially when you're in school, you're only outside for less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
then you're indoors all day.
That day we actually had a fire drill. A little joker thought it would be funny to pull the fire alarm.
Oh, that's not good.
Just because he wanted to skip out on a test. So, I mean, smart play, but a lot of people were not too happy with that once they found out that a student pulled it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a story for everyone, but well, that's the top downloaded apps. Thanks again, Nick, for joining me on for the segment. Coming up next is top 5 news headlines of the day. What's in the news today, and what national day is it? We're putting a little twist on the national day for the top headlines. So coming up next, top 5 news headlines of the day here on Power 88. Welcome back to Power 88 Radio. Joining me now in the studio once again is Austin Dakuda for the top 5 news headlines of the day. We're going to kick things off with something a little different today. A photographer travels 2,500 miles to recreate Mufasa's famous gaze over Pride Rock. And this is a funny story. And he says, "Is that you, Mufasa?" Photographer David Yarrow shot this picture of a lion on top of a rock at the very same lion sanctuary in South Africa in a bid to recreate the scene from The Lion King. Did you see this story, Austin?
No, but I've seen the picture for it. It looks really cool. It's a great shot. If you haven't seen it, I'd Google that and check that picture out.
No, we got to create a time where we can also, put pictures on the radio so people can see.
That'd be interesting. It's
like a smell-o-vision. You know how people want you to be if you're watching a food show on the TV.
Be able to smell the food through the
TV. Yeah. It's genius, but we're not there yet. Probably in the sometime future. Maybe we can get it on Amazon. We can get everything on Amazon. But once again, the lion was crowned the king, and he was able to recreate the picture on top of Pride Rock. So that's a fun story to kick things off for top 5 news headlines of the day. Number 4 is China's new 500 megapixel super camera can instantly recognize you in a crowd. Did you see this headline?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I would feel about that, but like what the headline says, China is already home to extensive facial recognition technology, using it to identify criminals, monitor students' attention, and even let citizens purchase train tickets. This is another addition to their, highly intensive facial recognition technology.
It's almost scary. I mean, I know that the Patriots have something that takes a picture of all around the stadium. You can zoom in and you can recognize people's faces, but this one, it says that it's exact, facial recognition, that you could be able to really zoom in on your face, and it could use it to identify criminals and monitor students' attention, and even let citizens purchase the train tickets. So again, this is definitely something, and it's not just in China now. It's also making the way around the world, and it says it's possibly going to make its debut in the United States in the next few years.
Yeah, everything seems to be moving that way towards facial recognition. Now you can unlock your phone with your face and making it easier. They're just looking for convenience again. A lot of the times it's a convenience and ways to track people down if they need to get to you. But if you're just a common citizen, I wouldn't necessarily be worried about anything. I mean, it's just more for, your convenience, being able to purchase a train ticket or help you do certain things without having to even use your hands for it.
It's almost like Face ID on the iPhone.
Yeah, right.
You know how, do you have this on your phone?
Yeah, where it can unlock your phone.
Yeah,
your face.
I mean, that's even crazy as it is. Just hold up the phone to your face and then it unlocks it for you. I mean, it is nice and very quick. I like the Face ID. I feel like it's safer than a password because, a password can be broken into easily.
Yeah, right.
But, the only way you can defeat the Face ID is if you have a twin, and I don't have a twin. So, headline number 3 came from the New England Patriots. They placed their star kicker, Stephen Gostkowski, on the IR. So, definitely surprising news coming out of New England yesterday. And they had to place him on the injured reserve without disclosing his ailment. Gostkowski has appeared in every single game for New England since 2011, but he has struggled this season, missing 4 extra points.
Yeah, Gostkowski's been one of the most reliable kickers, even though he struggled this year. He's now gone the IR, like you said, and they're saying it's a hip injury, a left hip injury is what came out last night. So it's very unlikely that Gostkowski returns this season. So for the Patriots, they worked out some kickers yesterday. Kai Forbath, Blair Walsh, if you remember a few years ago, missed the game-winning field goal for the Minnesota Vikings against the Seahawks in the playoffs. So there's some kickers here with history of missing field goals coming in. Mike Nugent, a former Bengals kicker. They did work out, which is interesting, all veteran kickers. There's no new or inexperienced guys, so the Patriots are clearly looking for somebody who's been in the league. And if you're a Patriots fan like myself, since I've been born 18 years ago, I've only seen 3 different people kick a football through a field goal for the Patriots. And those are Adam Vinatieri, Shane Graham, who many forget kicked a field goal for the Patriots. He did so for 10 months in terms of like there was a little injury and spell in between. And then Steven Gostkowski. So if you're a Patriots fan, this is going to be a big change for us because we don't really see a change of kicker very often.
Or quarterback.
Right.
Headline number 2, football helps NBC win their first week of the fall season. And it says, with football in full swing and the Big Bang Theory nowhere to be seen, the first week of the fall season had NBC feeling like must-see TV once again. As many of you remember, the network dominated primetime in the 1980s and 90s, and they won the week in total viewers for the first time in 18 years with an average evening audience of 7.5 million people. CBS, on the other hand, they are missing the Big Bang Theory that finished second following 10 straight years of winning their premiere week. It had an average of 6.9 million viewers, and the Big Bang Theory long a ratings for over 12 seasons long, and it's no longer there. But NBC rode the Sunday Night Football pregame programming, 2 episodes of The Voice, and the season premiere of This Is Us, Chicago Med, and Chicago Fire. While on the other hand, CBS had only the scripted shows in the top 10 with the dramas NCIS and FBI. And the last time NBC won the week in total viewers was 2001, when Friends was still on the air and one of the remains of its Thursday night's dominance that began with The Cosby Show in the 1980s.
Yeah, so they're clearly missing the Big Bang Theory there, but football always is going to Sunday night on NBC. And depending on who plays too, it's gonna really impact how many viewers they get. So it'll go up for the NFL and the NBC in terms of viewers for Sunday Night Football. But it's interesting to see the big shift for the first time in a long time.
And I mean, the football programming that NBC just put on, they won on the back end of the NFL with a matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and New Orleans Saints, making the Sunday Night Football the week's runaway for the number 1 show. Nelson says the game had a 24.1 million viewers, which is more than 6 million than the second show, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers matchup that was on Fox on Thursday. So NBC is back in first place, and also the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and Late Night with Seth Meyers also being a big boost to the first week of the ratings for sure. So NBC back on top in the main channel networks in the ratings scheme. So NBC back up there in the top, and I mean, good for NBC. I think NBC is great programming. I love watching NBC, and they always put great shows out there.
Yeah, I completely agree. NBC's got some new shows, some interesting shows. CBS has some good stuff too. A lot of the crime dramas, NCIS and Criminal Minds and all that good stuff.
Last headline of the day, once again, I always like to finish out this segment with what national day it is, and today is Mean Girls Day. Austin, did you ever see this movie, Mean Girls?
I have not, no.
All right. So I watched it once, but it's been a long time, and I guess in the movie they said on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was, and it's the most iconic line in the classic movie Mean Girls, and it's inspired countless of memes, gifs, and tributes, and since it is in fact October 3rd, we celebrate the annual Mean Girls Day. Fans have been celebrating Katie Heron's flustered annual Samuels interaction for more than a decade, but it was never official until now, thanks to Mean Girls on Broadway. Broadway's hit show Mean Girls Day takes you back to high school. And then they say, also throw on a pink shirt, even though it is Thursday. And it says that last October that Mean Girls Day became a official holiday.
Yeah, so there's some things they want you to do for Mean Girls Day, including wear pink. I've never seen the movie. I don't really plan to, but it is on.
I think it's I think you have to watch it. I mean, it is like it's almost a decon, but it's not. But it's a must-see movie. I would say.
Maybe if I have some time. I'm more into like sports movies, but you never know.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, Mean Girls Day. That's something. All right, so. Celebrate Mean Girls Day. I mean, yesterday was Name Your Car Day. Did you hear about this segment?
I did. I was listening to the show yesterday morning.
Oh, yeah. You were? You have a car.
I do.
Austin, don't let me down. did you name your car?
I did not name my
Thank
car.
you.
Unfortunately, no.
Thank you.
I don't
You
plan
are
on naming my car. It's
good.
it's a vehicle. It's not a pet.
That's what I was saying. So, what, Nick? Don't you shake your head at me, Nick. Don't do it,
Does
Nick.
Nick name his car?
Nick, did you name your car?
As a matter of fact, I did name my car.
Oh my gosh.
I did name my car. I have a 2010 Jeep Liberty. I did name her.
Oh, it's a her.
Her name is Olivia.
Olivia.
Sometimes she works when she wants to. Sometimes I gotta have a little talk with her. You know, I gotta motivate her sometimes to get her to work.
Oh my gosh.
My windows do not always work, so I'll be driving down the highway and it'll start to downpour. I'll try and put my driver's side window up, and sometimes, you know, Olivia just wants to. I think Olivia is giving me a sign that I need to take a shower. She lets me get a little wet in the car, so sometimes I got to talk with her and just have a little one-on-one and just try and get her to work with me.
That's my
It's
gosh.
a car.
It's a car.
It's not
Thank
a
you.
dog or
Thank you, Oz. It's not a person. It
actual
doesn't
thing.
breathe. Sure, you turn it on by but still, it's not a human being. You don't name a car.
I mean, if people aren't supposed to name cars, then why do they name boats?
Well, that's a whole nother thing. I don't think you should be
I
naming
mean, it's still a
boats.
vehicle nonetheless.
Well-
just one's in the water.
Sure.
boats are like majestic.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
different. Everyone has most people have a car. I mean,
I think, exactly. Thank you, Oz. I mean, I could see naming a boat because, I mean, the Titanic, you know what I mean? Like, that's a name. You know, where it's almost like naming airplanes. You know, people should name airplanes. Not maybe like a human name, but like, give it a name.
yeah, like the boats are completely different. They're these giant vessels in the water, and now you're gonna name your Toyota Corolla Joey, and it's a little bit different than naming a boat. So,
Naming something the Titanic, claiming it's unsinkable, but yet where is it? Down at the bottom of the Atlantic. So, I believe that cars. If you believe in it, you should be able to name your car. I know a lot of my friends name their cars. One of my friends has a 2003, I think, Toyota Corolla. I think it's a Toyota, and he actually named her Charlene.
Oh my gosh.
Her name is Charlene.
well, one day Charlene's not gonna be working. So just like the Titanic. I mean,
Oh, that happened 3 weeks ago.
I told you,
Charlene died 3 weeks ago. So
it's a car. You can't say a name and then say it died 3 weeks ago. It makes it seem like a person. That's also a problem. It's a car. The car stopped working. It shouldn't have a name. My car is not working, not Charlene. That doesn't. It's a car. All right. Is McCutcheon ready?
Yes. So we're going to. Coming up next, we are on the phone line with 5-time All-Star and National League Most Valuable Player Andrew McCutcheon. Coming up next here on Power 88. Welcome back here to Power 88 Radio. Before we go to Andrew McCutcheon on the phone line, we're just going to do a quick train traffic and weather update with Nick Carlson in the news studio. Nick, what's the weather and traffic looking like out there right now?
Well, I'm going to start with the traffics. So for those of you who name your cars and are in your car right now, Route 93 from the...
Thank you, Nick. And now joining us live on the phone line is 5-time MLB All-Star and National League Most Valuable Player of the Year is Mr. Andrew McCutcheon. Andrew, my first question for you, how important is a game of baseball to you?
To the point to where
So you just heard it from the 5-time All-Star MLB player and also National League Most Valuable Player, Andrew McCutcheon, joining the Alex Feuz Show this morning. I want to say thank you to the Feuz Nation listening to the show this morning. It's been a great week here on Power 88 Radio. Coming up tomorrow, we'll be talking to a vice president and special assistant to the commissioner of Major League Baseball, Billy Bean, tomorrow morning here on Power 88. Once again, thank you for listening to the show this morning. We will be seeing you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.